Hello, my name is Tonya Dee, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and I'm going to explain the Daniel Plan. I have 3 previous videos all talking about the Daniel Plan, and this is the 4th in the series. This one is actually the food plan. And so let's get started. So the Daniel Plan is really, it's a plan for life. The authors of the Daniel Plan, Rick Warren and Dr. Amen and Dr. Hyman, they really are trying to emphasize following a lifestyle, not some sort of a diet. And this lifestyle includes eating healthy. In my last video, I talked about basic nutrition and why they're recommending what they're recommending and what I would recommend as a dietitian. So anyway, this is the Daniel Plan, food plan, and it includes a 10-day cleanse or fast as an option, or you can go right into the lifestyle. But I'm going to explain the cleanse. So, and then I'll explain how it goes into just the lifestyle. So with the cleanse, basically, what they're trying to get you to do is eat whole foods. Foods that are not processed, foods that man hasn't taken some food and then made it into some other food, even though this other food might be more yummy or better advertised anyway. What we're trying to do is to eat the food in its whole state, and in that way you get more of the vitamins, the minerals, and the fiber, the essential nutrients that were intended to be in that food are still in that food, and that food works real well in our bodies. So basically, with any cleanse, one of the main things is water. So water is one of our essential nutrients, because water brings all the nutrients throughout our body and then takes all the stuff we don't need out of our body. So our body is constantly transporting the substances that we need to the right places and removing the things that we don't need. So especially during a cleanse, we're trying to cleanse out the toxins from our body and things that we're not really using, and water is going to be the main tool that we use to cleanse. So other sources of water include herb tea, and I love herb tea. Herb tea they're usually made from herbs and flowers, chamomile and licorice root, spearmint, and mixtures of seeds and barks. So herb teas also have a little bit of a medicinal quality. I personally love herb teas. I make them hot and cold. So herb teas are a very good source of water. Mineral water is also a very good source of water. So basically just straight water on this cleanse. That's your main beverage, is water. Then they really recommend a lot of vegetables, and vegetables you'll see in any cleanse will have a lot of vegetables, and one of the main reasons for this is because vegetables are very high in vitamins, minerals, and fiber. And fiber is a substance that once it enters into our body, it cleanses. It either goes through our intestine and takes things out, or it goes through our bloodstream and takes things out. So fiber is one of those things you'll always hear about in a cleanse, and fiber is mainly found in these three groups: vegetables, fruits, and grains, whole grains. So all the vegetables are allowed. There's free, unlimited amounts. They go on to even suggest like that half of your plate should always be vegetables, and then have a piece of fruit as well. So lots and lots of vegetables. They can be frozen, fresh, however you want them, raw. And green vegetables in particular are very, very cleansing. But the vegetables that have any color, green, yellow, red, orange, it just makes eating more fun, I think, is to have the whole rainbow going on in your food. Now fruit, eat your fruit whole, the 3 fruits a day. One of the benefits to eating your fruit whole, or your vegetables or your grains, is that fiber is released slowly into your bloodstream as it's being broken down in your stomach. So fiber helps you to get full, and then fiber helps you to stay full. And then as the fiber is being broken apart from the carbohydrate, which is the source of energy, then you have like a long sustained amount of energy over time as it's being broken apart. So water, vegetables, fruit, whole fruit. I use frozen fruit, smoothies, and just in different grains and stuff. So grains include whole grains. Again, are grains that you can actually see that the grain is intact. It hasn't been processed into something else. So grains like oats, brown rice, quinoa, wild rice, millet, and amaranth are the whole grains that are what are recommended during this cleanse. Nuts and seeds, all nuts and all seeds are recommended, and the products of nuts and seeds. So this group ends up being quite abundant. It's all the nuts, almond, pecan, walnut, peanut, macadamia, Brazil nuts. So all of those nuts, and all of the seeds. Now there's hemp seeds, sunflower seeds, chia seeds, all of those products and the things made from those products, the oils that come from the nuts and seeds. I like to put walnut oil in my smoothies. All the butters, there's almond butter, peanut butter, sunflower seed butter, and there's milks that also come from nuts and seeds now. Almond milk, hemp seed milk. So nuts and seeds. So far we have water, vegetables, fruits, grains, nuts and seeds. And then this food group is called legumes. Those include beans, peas, lentils, and soybeans. So all the products that come from these things, beans are kidney beans and pinto beans and black beans. There's lots and lots of different types of beans and lentils and soybean products. This is a very good source of protein. These are a very good source of fat. These are a very good source of carbohydrate. So these are your macronutrients, the things that we need every day: carbohydrates, fats, proteins. You can have, it's optional to have lean animal protein during the cleanse and protein powder and egg whites. So the eggs, the white is protein and the yolk is fat. So in each egg white, there's 1 ounce of protein. In terms of how much of this stuff you should get, it's a lot of vegetables, some grains, a little bit of protein at each meal, ideally. And again, your protein would be found in your legumes and your lean animal protein. Your fats are going to be in your nuts and seeds. Your carbohydrates are in your fruits, vegetables, and grains. And if you can take your plate and have lots of vegetables, some protein, some grains, a piece of fruit as a snack or for something sweet after your meal, that is what is recommended. These are the yes foods on the Daniel Plan cleanse. They do recommend 10 days. And then some people like to go on to 21 days. And then some people actually make just this their lifestyle. So, but this is the cleanse. And then from there, let me go ahead and talk about what you can't have on the cleanse. So during the cleanse, for sure the 10 days, there's no dairy products, nothing that comes from a cow, no milk, no cream, no cheese, no butter, nothing. And the reason for this delineation is in general people can process these foods, but some people are sensitive to dairy. And during this cleanse, one of the goals is to just become more sensitive to the food that works for you and the food that doesn't work for you, the food that is giving you the nice balance of energy and the food that is not giving you a very good balance of energy or cramps or some bad effect. So the other thing they recommend cutting out is gluten. And gluten is a protein found in wheat products. And wheat products also include barley, couscous, rye, white flour, and white flour products, pasta, bread, cake, cookies, cereal, that sort of thing. So the story with gluten is some people are sensitive to the protein in gluten, primarily because we just don't grow wheat the same way we used to grow wheat. So it's our bodies possibly haven't adopted. And some people are sensitive to gluten, some people are sensitive to dairy, some people are not. And it's just very, very good for you to know whether you are, so that in the long run you can cut these things out or at least minimize them if you are sensitive. So no sugar, zero sugar during the cleanse, and sugar is found everywhere, so this is a very difficult thing in general. No regular table sugar, no honey, no syrups, no sugary drinks, nothing with added sugar on the label. You have to be a little bit cane sugar. You have to really look for sugar. A lot of times sugary things end in an OSE, fructose, dextrose. So really try to eliminate sugar for these 10 days. Another thing to eliminate is alcohol. No alcohol. And another thing to eliminate is caffeine. No caffeine. And the reason why, in particular, that these three things, sugar, alcohol, and caffeine, are eliminated during the cleanse is because these things play with our blood chemistry, they play with our brain chemistry, they play with our hormones. They can cause, like sugars can cause us to go up and then down. Alcohol is a sedative or a depressant. So in general, alcohol causes us to go down. Caffeine is a stimulant, changes our brain waves into a more focused, like a little energetic thing, but it also will cause you to go up and down. So in particularly, these three things, sugar, alcohol, and caffeine, they're causing kind of this sort of a day. And again, the goal is to just have sustained energy and feel real good, like you can handle everything that you need to handle and be joyous at the same time. So the last thing that's on the no list is anything or most things or anything. I think anything that's man-made, or words that are the same are processed, refined, artificial, junk, some fast foods. Man-made things are supposed to be eliminated during the fast. If you can see, these are all things sourced by the sun, given to us by God, and they're all natural. They work with our body really well to provide us with good health. And these things can sort of play with our health. So during the cleanse only, the 10 days, these are absolute no. Now, after the 10 days, if you want to move into the lifestyle, then this is what is recommended. So you have all of these things, plus you can add in slowly after the cleanse, you can start adding in some dairy and some gluten. But it might be best to add these things in one at a time. Add some dairy in and become sensitive to what is your body telling you. It's very important because our body speaks to us and we need to listen. It's very important. So, and then add a little bit longer. It's okay to add a few more of the wheat products, which include gluten. What's recommended for the dairy is make sure it's hormone free, make sure it's antibiotic free, make sure it's organic, and ideally lower in fat. The lower fat dairy products. And the gluten products, some of them, the better ones to look for are sprouted grain products. So there's sprouted tortillas, there's sprouted bread, wheat bread. This means that the wheat hasn't been like really processed. It's just a little bit processed. So anyway, add back in a little bit of dairy, a little bit of the wheat products. These three things right here, they are always recommended. Oh, I guess it's 4. Always recommended to keep these at a minimal. Always minimize sugar, alcohol, caffeine, and man-made foods. So you're wanting to minimize the things that kind of cause you this sort of an effect throughout your life. And ideally, you want to try to, when you're hungry, eat these things. When you're not hungry, try not to eat. Stop at a certain time at night and then wait until you get hungry in the morning. That's intermittent fasting, where when you're not eating, it gives our body a chance to repair and to really use the food that you've already fed it. So in the lifestyle plan, it's okay to add, for sweeteners, it's okay to add raw honey. And honey is, I love honey. Honey is a nice sweetener. It's natural, and it comes in a lot of different flavors. It comes in orange, it comes in sage, it comes in clover, it comes in macadamia. Some are nutty and rich, and some are light and flowery. So honey's a fun thing to experiment with. Maple syrup and stevia are also natural sweeteners that after the cleanse, you're allowed to add in some of these sweeteners. And alcohol, caffeine, and man-made products, you can also add those things in, add them in slowly, and see the effect of these things on you. Caffeine, it is recommended to have no more than 300 milligrams a day. That's 2 cups of coffee, 4 cups of black tea, or 6 cups of green tea. The herbal teas, the white teas, the rooibos tea, those are all in unlimited amounts. And these things here, the man-made stuff that's yummy and tasty and also highly advertised, it's a good idea to use the 90-10 rule or the 80-20 rule, because in general, we don't want to deprive ourselves. We want to be able to live abundantly, and all foods are for our use. Just if we're eating super healthy, then our body really can metabolize and break down those foods that aren't so healthy, and it's usually not a big deal. But if you're getting primarily this stuff down here and then throwing in a few things up here, it's going to be hard for your body to be as healthy as it needs to be, so that all the systems are running as good as they can, so that they can process the stuff down here that's difficult for our body to process. So this is the Daniel Plan foods. This is the lifestyle, and you can either go on the cleanse and work your way into the lifestyle, or you can start where you are and start with the lifestyle, which is, all of these things here. Oh, I think dark chocolate is also one of those things that you're adding in with the lifestyle. So you can go to the cleanse, to the lifestyle, or go to the lifestyle, and then once you feel like you want to take that next step, and you can try a 10-day cleanse somewhere down the road. So anyway, this is the Daniel Plan, food plan. It's not a diet. And I don't believe there are any good, bad, right, wrong foods. I do think that when we name a food bad and we eat that food, sometimes we think of ourselves as bad, and that can be actually worse than actually eating the food and enjoying it. So try real hard not to label your food as good, bad, right, or wrong. Try not to label your body as good, bad, right, or wrong. Our bodies are all very, very different. We want to ideally love our body, accept our body, eat for health for our body, mind, spirit, and soul. And eat abundantly. An abundant diet and an abundant life is really what God intends for us anyway. So, I think that's it. That's the Daniel plan, food plan. It includes the cleanse and the lifestyle. And again, I'm Tonya Dee. I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist. My company is Y'all Light. Thank you very much. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have the most amazing year in 2020.